What is going on, everybody?
Hey!
It is Pixel Partners here, and welcome back to Phoenix Wright Trials and Tribulations.
You keep calling it that now.
I know. I just keep trying to say it differently, and I say it differently in the same time every single way.
Yes.
So where we left off, we've now seen.
So you say it differently in the same time every single way?
Unfortunately.
You mean in the same way every single time? You switch those two words.
Shh. When we left off, we realized that Maya is safe and sound because Maya was the one channeling Daliah, as I have said for quite too many times.
How does a spirit not know whose body they're in?
Well, I mean, like they've said, is that like these aren't like ghosts where they're watching. Like, Maya had to leave notes for Mia of what was going on because Mia had no idea. No, I mean,
how did Daliah not know whose body she was possessing?
I don't know. She's just dumb and didn't think about it.
I mean, like, they can't...
Well, she thought she was Pearls, remember?
I know, but I mean, like, they can't sense who they're in?
I guess not.
It's fucking weird.
Anyways, let's go ahead and see what's going to happen as we keep going through court. Defendant!
Yes?
The judge is calling you. He wants to see you in his chambers. Oh. He has some questions about Daliah. Hot door.
All right. Well, then, I'll see you later. There's something I want to tell you.
Oh, okay. Something she wants to tell.
I love you.
So it's true. I was cooperating with the real killer. Maybe even from the very beginning.
Phoenix.
Jesus. Mia. How's Maya doing?
Physically, I'm not worried. She'll recover completely. But emotionally, she's been hurt very badly by this case.
I see.
Oh yeah, her mom...
you don't mean she learned who Elise Unum really was?
Yes. Oh... I went to the medical office and talked with her. I told her everything I knew.
But why?
Maya is stronger than you think. I knew she could take it. All of it.
What do you mean by that?
I want you to figure that answer out by yourself. The trial is about to restart. The real killer. Do you know who it is yet?
Iris wouldn't tell me who called her, but still. I think that just maybe I know who it was. That night, the victim was killed in the garden of the Inner Temple.
It was Sister Bikini!
And the criminal wasn't just there by accident. Which means that the killer knew of Daliah's plan from the very beginning.
And one more thing.
One more thing!
The victim was moved to the Hazakura temple side by pendulum. In other words, the criminal couldn't cross the bridge. That means they were stuck on the Inner Temple side for almost an entire day.
Exactly. So the culprit was someone that wasn't in Hazakura temple the following day.
That's as much help as I can give you.
And Godot wasn't at the Hazakura temple that day. In fact, his ass was missing the first day.
Dude, I was gonna say, what if he killed her?
Alright.
The rest of the battle is yours to win. Or lose.
Okay, I've got it. Thank you, Mia. Finally, it's almost time to bring this case to an end. What exactly did Maya see anyway? And who was it that actually killed Misty Fey? Whoever it was, I have to prove it. Me. All by myself. Bye.
All by myself.
I'll miss that view.
Oh my god.
But to be continued. Ha ha ha. Okay.
But like, what the fuck was that? But like, if it was Godot, why would he kill her?
Well, I mean, Godot was there for the sole purpose of getting revenge on Daliah.
Yeah.
But
and if
that's a lot of ifs. Okay.
If Daliah was possessing Misty Fey, Godot would be like, ooh, now she has to kill her. And instead...
Yeah, since we have that can add into it. The biggest question that we really have is how would Godot have known about the letter and the plan that Daliah was going to be there? The only thing I can think is that Godot is into the spiritual stuff because of Mia, and he managed to read the same magazine as us and saw that face and went, and then showed up there and was like, where's she at? And then I don't know. That's what we got to prove.
Because he has some part in this.
He can't not.
He has to.
Yeah.
Now then, before we proceed any further, I'm going to announce the results of the test we had performed earlier.
Tests?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, tests on the bloody dagger that was found stuck in the pine tree.
Oh yeah, that. I totally forgot about it. That's the weapon that Maya Fey used when she fought with the victim.
Nope.
So what are the results? What is it? What it was it the victim's blood or?
Due to time constraints, the full test wasn't possible. However, there's one thing we can say with certainty. The blood that was on this dagger was not the victim's blood.
Oh.
That is all. Now then, let's restart this trial.
So it wasn't Misty's blood in the dagger?
So I guess they were able to determine that it wasn't hers by comparison, but they weren't able to have enough time to figure out whose blood it was.
Yeah. And whose was it? It doesn't match the victim's. That means someone else would have been hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Godot, you got any
cuts?
Got any cuts on you, buddy? Can't see it, you bleeding, motherfucker. Because you can't see right. All right. I'm sure both the... Oh, that's you. Sorry.
I'm sure both the defense and the prosecution know this, but this trial is rapidly coming to a close. Both sides will need to show some firm evidence with their claims.
I understand, Your Honor. From what I've heard, the witness is dangerously weak, physically speaking. So let's finish this quickly. It's not quite how we move, but okay. Agreed.
Very well. Please bring in the last witness.
I get to talk as Maya now. No.
Hi.
Has she ever been on to testified before? I don't think so.
She has.
It was like just one time though, right?
Well, no, she had two in the first game and the second game.
Oh.
First game when she was thought to be a murder of her sister, and then the second one she was thought to murder the guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maya Fey, you didn't even say your Godot line.
Oh, name and occupation. As always. Fuck it.
My profession is I'm the assistant manager at Wright & Co. Law Offices.
Maya.
According to the magazine I have here, you're a spirit medium with the Korean channeling technique.
Was.
I'm frightened. The Fey clan, I don't want any more to do with it.
Oh, Maya. The pain the Fey bloodline causes must be unbearable.
For real, like Jesus Christ.
Very well. Now then, Miss Fey. When the events occurred, you were in the garden of the inner temple, and you witnessed the moment of Miss Elise Stoneham's murder. Is this correct?
I didn't.
Straighten up this instant, young lady.
Oh, huh?
Pick your head up and speak clearly. There's always time for crying later.
But Jesus.
Your mother was killed right in front of your eyes. There's nothing you can do to change that fact.
Wow. God damn.
But there's something you can do. You can finish this. You've been watching the whole thing, right? You've seen the witnesses come out and you've seen us squeeze the truth out of them. Now it's your turn. Let's hear your testimony. On the night of the crime, what exactly did you see happen?
Wow.
Witness, if you please.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Okay then,
At the Inner Temple.
That was weird. I was passing through the garden on the way to a spare prep room when it happened. Suddenly, someone struck me over the head. I stumbled and ended up against the stone lantern. I think I screamed, "Help me!" And something warm splashed over me. That's when I lost consciousness.
Huh.
Blood!
So you were struck on the head? I suppose it must have been this staff.
Maya, the person who hit you. It was Daliah Hawthorne, wasn't it?
I'm sorry, Nick. I couldn't see. I don't know who it was. Oh yeah, it was dark.
Maya, think hard.
Sorry, Nick, but I really couldn't.
Huh. Can't say it was an especially good night for young ladies to be walking around.
Alone. You
Fuck.
forgot that one. You just decided to stop reading there.
It seems that it will be hard to determine the criminal through testimony alone.
He's not the only one who's got bad eyes.
Very well then, Mr. Wright. Please begin your cross-examination.
Maya, hang in there. She doesn't look well at all.
Well, of course not.
Oh, alright. Let's get the scanooling on this. Passing through the garden on the way to the spare prep room when it happened. Who else was in the air temple side that night?
Well, Sister Bikini, of course. But I remember her saying that Iris would be coming later as well.
On the day after the incident, Edgeworth met Bikini at Hazakura Temple. That means she couldn't be the criminal. So then, did Iris actually come later like she said?
Well, let me think.
She seems confused. It's probably because she's so tired.
For real, when's the last time she slept? No, I'm sure I didn't see her. She must have come while I was preparing for the training.
Then someone struck me over the head. But who? Who did it? Who hit you? I'll bitch that in the...
Well, I didn't see who it was. I was hit from behind.
You didn't see the person? But after that, your attacker was in front of you. How could you not see who it was?
Let me think for a second. I'm sorry, I just can't remember.
Maya's really having a hard time. What should I do?
Leave her alone for now, maybe?
For now, if I can't get anything else, consider the conditions of the crime scene. It's not surprising she didn't see her attacker. Huh. So it looks like even you've got some compassion.
Jesus. Judging by the testimony thus far, the identity of the attacker was most likely...
The spirit that was chewed on by Elise Junum, Daliah Hawthorne.
Very well, please continue with your testimony. What happened after you were struck on the head?
Alright, stone up against the stone lantern. What happened afterwards?
My attacker was in front of me, blocking off my escape, I think.
You think?
After getting hit like that, I was in a state of panic. There were only two things rolling around in my mind at the time.
Well now, this is beginning to get interesting.
So what were the two things rolling around in your mind?
My name is Maya Fey. 1 + 1 = 2. You see, for some crazy reason, I was afraid I was going to lose my memory. I know it's odd considering my life was in danger, but that's how it was.
That's not odd at all. Your actions are understandable, given the circumstances. You're like Daniel in Amnesia.
Oh, God.
My name is Daniel.
I live in London at Mayfair.
Yeah, exactly.
Alright, so...
So, what did you do then?
Nick screamed, help me.
You think you screamed, but you're not sure?
Listen, I was a complete wreck. It was dark and I couldn't see my attacker. Was it a man, a woman, an adult, a child? I had no idea. I was scared out of my wits.
Believe me, my dear, I'm certain I would have soiled my robes. I wear these everywhere.
Oh, God.
I thought this person might attack me, so I... Anyway, I'm pretty sure I screamed. I thought that it was my last hope.
Wow, it sounds like poor little Maya really was out of her mind. But I wonder what she meant by last hope.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
What do I do? Do I press for more details?
Oh.
I think I might hit the last hope part.
Yeah, it looks very important.
Yeah. Wait a minute, Maya. What's this my last hope stuff?
What? What do you mean by your last hope?
No, that's what you said. You said my last hope.
Huh? What? I said what?
Look, you were facing an attacker that you couldn't see and you screamed, right? You screamed, help me.
Yeah?
But you testified that you screamed that because you thought it was your last hope.
Oh, well, you know, that's like... What do you call it when that happens?
Maya's not doing so well up there.
Oh yeah, Oh, that's right! I remember now. I was facing my attacker, but that's not who I was screaming at.
But what did you just say?
Yeah, that's right. It was the person behind my attacker that I was yelling at. That's who I was screaming to for help. Ah!
What is it now?
I messed up. I didn't mean to let that slip out. What?
Eh?
Witness, are you absolutely sure of what you're saying? Behind the attacker, there was another person.
I am. Well, I meant to keep that part a secret. I... What?
Huh.
What have I done?
Huh. It takes a ton of pressure to make a diamond. That's what I always say.
A ton of pressure.
You're in a court of law here. You can't make things up or try to hide things in this chamber.
Witness, the information you just presented is vital to the case. I want you to add it to your testimony.
Fuck. I could see a man behind my attacker by the light of the stone lantern.
Oh, I don't even have to press that anymore.
A man.
Well, there is that, yes, but I would present this because the stone lantern the wick is burnt out, so it was not lit on the title of the crime. So that's sorry, Maya. So there's a man standing behind your attacker.
Yeah.
That man, he's the killer. He stabbed her from behind. He's the one who killed Elise Dunham, otherwise known as Misty Fey, your mother.
The killer.
Maya, you know who killed your mother, don't you?
What is the meaning of this, Mr. Wright?
To be frank, Your Honor, I think she's in shock and quite confused. That's why she hasn't noticed the huge problem with her testimony.
Huh? What do you mean? What problem?
Maya, on the night of the crime, that stone lantern was out of commission.
Huh? What?
It's true. There was no light anywhere in the garden that night.
No!
Sorry, girl.
Order! Order in the court. Mr. Godot, explain this.
Well, see my glasses get off light. I mean, add the pureness of milk to the perfect clear cups of clear darkness of coffee.
Where did you get cups from?
I don't know. That is the state of the witness's mind right now. Cup of cafe au latte.
Cafe au lait. Cafe au latte.
Cafe au lait.
See, I told you that's how you say it.
I like coffee a lot, cafe a lot, okay?
Is that even legal?
They serve it in a Cafe du Monde in New Orleans with beignets, and it's really good.
Jesus Christ. Mr. Trett's words are the milk and you are the spoon, Your Honor.
I'm a spoon? I'm no spoony bird, I'll have you know.
You must have noticed it too, Trite. This witness's mental state is highly unstable right now. It's not hard to understand why she would make a little mistake like that. Sorry, but that's not going to cut it. What did you say?
No.
If there truly was no light in the garden, then there's a fatal contradiction in the witness's last bit of testimony.
Nick?
May I? Recall the witness' statement about her attacker. She said that she didn't know if it was a man or a woman, an adult or a child. And yet, the witness could describe a person that was standing behind her attacker. And she quite clearly described him as a man.
Ah! The light was his goggles.
Maybe. In other words, that would have meant that Maya actually saw our mystery person, despite it being so dark that she couldn't see the face of her own attacker.
No! Because remember when the power went out, we could see his goggles that one time?
Yeah. Order! What in the world does this all mean, Mr. Wright? Are you saying Miss Fey saw the real killer under pitch black conditions?
Trite, do you have any idea what you're proposing? How could she have seen in the dark? There's no other light source at the scene. Well, maybe. Well, actually, at the point we're probably at the point where she were to say that she saw the person another time. Because think about it, she was supposed to keep that secret apparently, but she let it out because it's been a very stressful day for her.
Or maybe he told her not to. I don't know.
Let's see.
I'm so used to prosecutors messing with witnesses.
There are some things that you can only see in the dark, Mr. Godot. Maya, you did see who the killer was in the dark.
A glow-in-the-dark blue badger.
You're trying to cover for him.
Cover? For the man that killed her mother?
There's only one conclusion that I can draw from this. You know who this man is.
Please, Nick. I don't know anything. Please, I'm begging you.
Huh. You talk a good game, Trite. Let's see if you can walk the walk. It was pitch black, so what could the witness see? I'm calling your bluff, and I'm gonna call the save button for assistance.
Hello?
Thank you.
Save button?
No, Nick, don't. Please, stop.
Maya's dead set on protecting this guy. The man who murdered Maya's long-lost mother. But I can't let him get away with it. I'm a lawyer, an officer of the court. I'm here to find the truth.
An office?
All right, Mr. Wright, time to show us what you've got. Who was this person that you say Miss Fey saw in the darkness?
Okay, let's go with the list of people here. Nah, it couldn't be him. Gumshoe.
Maybe.
Perfectly reasonable suspicion on that man. He's a little off kilter, has no money. Probably was a hitman at some point in his life to try and get some extra money to pay for those ramen noodles. On it.
Larry.
Think about how bright and beautiful that soul is that just shines everywhere. Though maybe that's the lack of IQ. Every IQ point is flowing out of his body and it glows every time he loses a point, so you could see that from a mile away. Or Edgeworth. I mean, the boy's got a heart of fire. He's glowing everywhere he walks. I mean...
It has to be. There's no one else. There really isn't.
That's what I'm rolling with.
Oh.
Because it was pitch black, Miss Fey was able to recognize the killer easily. I'm sure the court would like to see for itself how this is possible, yes?
Everyone turn the lights off.
What? But how do you propose to show us something like that?
It's easy. We just need to recreate the conditions of that night.
Yep.
Conditions?
Pitch blackness.
Your Honor, the defense officially requests that the lights in this courtroom be turned off.
Where? What? This is... But it can't be!
Huh. That was a nice bit of deduction. Trite.
Ooh.
Hi.
That music.
Well, everyone, this is the man Maya saw on the night of the murder.
Order! Prosecutor Joe, what is the meaning of this? Surely you must be shocked to hear yourself accused of such a thing. Why aren't you denying it?
Ha. Your Honor, you're asking the wrong person.
Well, what do you mean by that?
If you got a question, ask the witness. That's one of my rules. Well, Maya, how about it? What you saw that night? Was it 3 glowing red lights?
Well, witness, answer the question.
You're wrong. I never saw that.
But Maya!
I thought the person that stabbed my mother was a man. For a totally different reason.
What? He had his dick out.
Oh my god. I had a feeling you were going to say something along those lines.
Stop your chattering, Your Honor.
Chattering?
If it's worth asking, ask the witness. It's one of my rules.
All right. Well then, let's continue with the testimony. Good grief, this shit is cray. Please tell us how you knew the killer was a man.
Yes, Your Honor. I didn't realize it until after I woke up, but... What, big footprints or something?
Okay. Let's roll with this. The killer.
When I came to, I was just lying there on the training hall floor. By the time I got back to the garden, the place had totally changed. The torches were lit and the body was gone. And all the snow around the stone lantern had been carefully cleaned up too. Since the person did all that work alone, I just assumed it was a man. Oh.
Women can work too. How dare you,
It
Maya?
was after the crime took place and the witness came to think the killer was a man.
You sexist.
Yes, that's right. I'm sorry, Your Honor.
It's like, is it because I clean the toilets every day? Is that why you got that impression? It's okay. There's a reason we don't get Taco Bell anymore.
No need to apologize, as Mr. Godot said. You're utterly exhausted.
I told you not to.
It's only natural that you would be a little confused. Also, if you consider the situation you described, it doesn't seem too much of a stress to assume the culprit was a man. Mr. Wright, proceed with your cross-examination.
I think she's lying.
Yeah.
I think
we gotta find it out.
He talked to her. He had to have.
Yeah. It might not be necessarily, but it would make sense if you keep lying, because I was like, maybe it was the fact
because he's her uncle. Like you're he's not, but I'm poking fun at your previous theory.
Dude, that'd be great. It could still happen.
Oh my god,
you
no.
can't say it's not possible.
No, he would have been in his early 20s. Stop.
Once again, here's the thing, though. Here's the thing.
Oh,
How
boy.
did he know that this was going to be going on?
You just said Mia. Well, no.
No, how did he know
I
that?
don't know.
All right, anyways. we're going to see you lying on the training hall floor. Okay. So you left conscious when you were in the garden. Is that right?
Yes, I think. I think it happened when the victim was stabbed.
So the person that carried you into the air temple.
It could only have been the killer.
That's what I think too.
So the killer carried Maya into the air temple, and he would care about her because that's Mia's sister. He wouldn't want anything to happen to her. So the killer carried Maya into the temple.
By the time I got back to the garden, the place had totally changed.
Naturally, the killer must have done it, right?
Yes, I think so.
But why would the killer tamper with the crime scene like that? There must have been something that the killer desperately wanted to hide.
I don't know.
Looks like she doesn't have enough confidence. I think I need to gather some more information before I ask her again. Okay, let's keep rolling through shit. Torches were lit, the body was gone. Torches were lit?
Yeah, that's how I noticed that the whole scene had changed.
I'm going to say it was the killer who lit the torches. I mean, who else could it be?
The killer probably lit them since it'd be impossible to do any cover-up work in the dark. However, if that's true, there's one thing that still bothers me. Why did the killer go to the effort of moving the body?
That's true. It's hard to see how that would be of any advantage to the killer.
Yeah.
The only one who would gain anything from that would be the only person that was at the Air Temple, Maya.
Yeah.
Because he's still trying to protect her being her sister.
Yeah.
Very well. Let me hear some more things.
Okay. It's a way to do that one. Also, Stone Land had been carefully cleaned up, too. So you're saying the killer cleaned up the snow? Yeah, it did look really odd.
Remember, you're like, someone buried Maya.
I was really worried. The snow was removed in an unnatural-looking rectangular shape around the lantern.
Yeah. But why? There were a lot of shovels around the inner temple. They're all really heavy. Way too heavy for me to use.
An odd fellow indeed, this killer. Why on earth would anyone want to take snow away?
Well, there's one thing I can think of. I was going to say that, but he said a little too fast for me to say something. I was going to say that perhaps what was going on, because Godot can't see red, but he probably knew that there was going to be blood around, so he just went around the area and just picked up what he could.
Like, he guesstimated.
Yeah, but he didn't realize that someone's name was written on the statue because he wouldn't think about that.
No. Yeah. The area collapsed and ended up being splattered.
In other words, the killer's purpose was to hide the bloody snow. I think that's the most reasonable explanation.
Perhaps. However, there's something that's bothering me.
Yes?
The killer just wanted to hide the snow with blood on it.
Yeah.
There was no need to remove that amount.
That's true.
It's just totally it.
He could have scooped up just the snow that was stained with blood.
But since he didn't know.
But he can't see blood.
Yeah.
It looks like there are some mysteries behind this issue.
But I think this will help explain them. This person did all the work alone, he just assumed it was a man.
Alright, so here we go. So you're saying that you never saw the killer, right?
Yes.
But earlier you very
That's a lie.
clearly stated that you saw a man behind your attacker.
Nick. I'm sorry.
Killer certainly went through a lot of trouble. Moving the body by pendulum, manipulating the crime scene. But for what purpose? Why do all that? Maybe Maya knows more than she's letting on.
To protect her
Yes.
from being a murder suspect.
Now then, I want to save because it said to get more information before it came back to this one. So maybe we'll be able to press this again and get a little bit more. So naturally, the killer must have done it right.
Yes, I think so.
But why would the killer tamper with the crime scene like that? It must have been something that desperately to hide.
The truth is, when I saw the crime scene, I felt something.
You did? This is new.
Yes,
Here we go.
I felt like the killer was hiding the evidence for me. For my sake.
Well, what? Hiding it for you?
Everyone knew that I was the only one at the inner temple that night. Sister Bikini had come back and looked at the garden.
She may have thought that you had done it.
No, she definitely would have thought so. And you're saying that's why the killer cleaned up the crime scene to make it look like nothing had happened?
Yes, I'm sure of it.
Well, that's certainly an important piece of information. I want you to add that to your testimony.
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh boy. All right.
Yeah,
Well-
I think it was for my sake the killer cleaned up the evidence of what had happened.
All right, we're going to press that next time.
It's totally Godot, man.
It has to be.
Because
It has
that's
to be.
why earlier he was like, what? There's a name written in blood there? What? Blood? Blood?
They made that very evident to us. So, all right, next time we're going to tackle this.
Ooh.